Yeah, wow. I think thank you. Both of you. Governor Perry, Rick, Secretary Perry. First of all, it's a pleasure to welcome you again to Jerusalem and to welcome your wife and your delegation. I confuse the two terms for a simple reason. The last time you were here, I think you were the governor of Texas. Now you're the Secretary of Energy. Keep coming. Who knows where that would lead? So I welcome you and Ambassador Friedman and the people who are working very hard to enhance the alliance, the extraordinary alliance between Israel and the United States. I think it's stronger than it's ever been. President Trump has recognized Jerusalem as our capital, moved the embassy there, here, has recognized Israel's sovereignty over the Golan, and above all has taken a very strong stance against Iran, against its illicit nuclear ambitions and its aggression in the region. I want to say that the sanctions that he has imposed are working. We see the funds that are used by Iran for their aggression in Iraq, in Syria, in Lebanon, in Gaza. We see them drying up. Sanctions have begun to work, and it's important that they continue to work. It's important to keep up the pressure. If I had to say what are the three things that we have to do in the face of Iranian aggression, it is pressure, pressure, and more pressure to force Iran to abandon its nuclear and regional ambitions. I believe this is entirely within our realm. I think within not only the realm of possibility, but I think it's happening. And it's very important that the nations of the world who profess their desire to stop Iranian aggression stand with the United States and show common resolve. I think that we cannot allow Iran to disrupt the flow of oil in international waters. And again, I think the first requirement are the application of still greater pressure on Iran. I would not show any hesitation, and I think I'm a leader who's shown judicious use of force, and I think in this case, the judicious use of pressure is what is required. So I want to thank the President and you and your administration for the forthright position that you have taken against these illegal Iranian acts. Equally, I want to thank you, Rick, for everything that you're doing on behalf of the efforts to enhance our energy cooperation. I know you've been working with Secretary Steinitz. We welcome the fact that the United States has been following and accompanying our effort to build an East Med pipeline that would use our gas resources to give gas to Europe, which I think is a common interest for all of us. And equally that you're now going to the Eastern Mediterranean Energy Forum in Cairo. I think that's very, very important. It spells the kind of cooperation that is already happening in the region. We want to see more of it. These are wonderful signs, and we have a wonderful friendship. And I welcome you here as a great friend, a great personal friend, and a great friend of Israel and the Jewish people. I want to thank you for all those years of friendship, for what you have been doing and what you're doing now as well.
Thank you. Yes, absolutely. Thank you. Mr. Prime Minister, thank you very much. It is a great privilege to be back in this building with you again, and I join the President of the United States in congratulating you on becoming the longest-serving Prime Minister in the history of Israel. And you said this earlier. I said it yesterday, but I don't think you can say it enough. The relationship between the United States and Israel has never been stronger. This President, this Prime Minister, the work that they have done together, the work that they will do, is nothing less than historic. And this relationship between two great nations, it continues to rest on this very firm foundation of shared values, strong economic positions, and of course, national security cooperation. You know, from energy, and Mr. Steinitz, thank you for great personal relationship, but also this professional relationship that we are building together. And Mr. Ambassador, it's a privilege to be here, and I know for you, the privilege of a lifetime to serve as the ambassador of the United States to this great nation of Israel. So a wonderful team has been put together to work together towards building, particularly on the energy sector, as you make reference to. It was some 15 years ago that the wise ones out there said that we had found all the energy that it was to be found. But
we discovered everything in science in 1900 too. There are people who said that too.
So the conventional wisdom that's out there that says that number one, that you find yourself at a particular place and it can't change, but it's the innovation and the technology of countries like the United States and Israel that continue to say no, there's nothing impossible, that we can in fact accomplish great things together. For the first time in history, you have Israel on the verge of energy self-sufficiency. I mean, the idea that the United States is now the #1 oil and gas producing country in the world, and that Israel is about to be exporting gas. I mean, who would have thought that a mere decade ago? But it's reality. And it's reality, I will suggest to you, in particular in Israel, because of the leadership and the vision of this man I stand beside. He understands, and we were talking about this yesterday, about the understanding that the private sector, and the private sector being able to go out and do some things and make some things happen in this country that never happened before. And notwithstanding that one of those companies is a Texas company.
That's an accident, actually.
We're very pleased that what Noble Energy is doing, the expertise that they bring, that facility at Ashdod that we visited yesterday. And Mr. Prime Minister, I trust that this is just the opening chapter. This is just the opening chapter in this very long, storied history of American investment in Israel's future. We're going to be going to Cairo tomorrow, and we're going to participate in a historic Eastern Mediterranean gas forum. The opportunity to continue to make history. And again, Mr. Prime Minister, I want to say thank you for your vision, for your leadership, for your stick-to-itiveness. Our advancements in energy production, they're historic. But besides producing that energy, we've got to ensure its delivery. And there are bad actors out there. You mentioned one of them earlier. Iran and others would love to disrupt that delivery through cyber attacks. So our two democracies remain very closely attached, and we're focused on training, we're focused on sharing cyber best practices and workforce development strategies. I look forward, we're going to be going down to Beersheba just in the next couple of hours to take a look at the Israel Computer Emergency Response Team and Energy Security Operations down in Beersheba and in the Negev. So it's an exciting time for us to be continuing this partnership. And finally, I just want to tell you that I look forward to a continual development. We're having a U.S.-Israel Center for Excellence of Energy Engineering and Water Technology. In 1992, I came here for my first time to listen to watch, to acquire the knowledge of what I consider to be, still today, the most advanced water technology, efficiencies, irrigation. I'm back 25 years plus to a country that still continues to lead in water technology. And so, again, Mr. Prime Minister, my friend, my great friend, and I cannot thank you enough for your hospitality, for always making me feel like I'm at home. And indeed, I do feel like this is home. So,
Well, thank you.
thank you for your
Thank you,
input.
Rick.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Rick, with your permission, I'd like to say a few words in Hebrew, and I'll tell you in English what it is. I just had a visit with a delegation of journalists from Arab countries. With the exception of one, none of them have formal relations with us. And if I encapsulate the one point that I made to them, they talk about how so many in the Arab world want to have peace with Israel, normalization with Israel, want to come to Israel. They're not always free to express it. And there's always opposition from those who want to take us back. But they express that desire. And I said to them something that I'll say here again. There is an irreplaceable alliance between Israel and the United States. There's no other country. And there's no other alliance like that. But within the region, and this is what I told them, within the region, Israel is the irreplaceable power because there is no other power within the region. Without whose presence and activity here, I would say the region would collapse. Without Israel, without the things that we do and the things that we stand for and the things that we protect, I think the entire Middle East would collapse to the forces of Islamic radicalism, whether Shiite led by Iran or Sunni radicalism led by Daesh. Israel is the one indigenous force in the Middle East that prevents the collapse of the Middle East. And I know that the United States and Israel understand this and cooperate because the United States is the external force that makes sure that the Middle East doesn't fall to these forces. But it was very important for me to see Arab journalists who recognize the role that Israel plays in their own future, in their own security, in their own development. And that's a great development, a great change. And I'll say a few words on that in Hebrew. אני עכשיו נפגשתי עם משלחת עיתונאים ממדינות ערביות, שלרובן אין קשרים דיפלומטיים עם ישראל. והם ביטאו את הרצון שלהם שהציבורים הערבים יכירו את מדינת ישראל, יבואו למדינת ישראל, יחזקו את הקשרים הללו. אני עובד על זה בעיקר קצת בגלוי, הרבה מאוד בסתר, כדי לחזק את הקשרים, וזה עכשיו ביקור שהוא חשוב. יש כוחות שכמובן רוצים להחזיר אותנו אחורה, אנחנו מתקדמים קדימה. ואמרתי להם דבר אחד שאני מאמין בו. הכוח היחידי שמונע את קריסת המזרח התיכון, מתוך המזרח התיכון, זה ישראל. בלי ישראל, אני יכול להגיד בוודאות שהמזרח התיכון היה קורס לכוחות הקנאות האסלאמית, השיעית המונהגת על ידי איראן, או הסונית המונהגת על ידי דאעש. ישראל, בהיותה כאן, בפעולתה, בעשייה הגדולה שלנו, בשיתופי הפעולה שלנו, ישראל מונעת את קריסתו של המזרח התיכון לאסלאם הקיצוני. תודה רבה. Thank you.